Hey, it's Nikachu, and today we are going to take a look at the finals of a Magic the Gathering tournament, except both finalists are cheaters. What a surprise! Today's match features multi-banned Alex Bertoncini versus the shuffle cheater Jared Boettcher. Alex is playing Esper Deathblade. The deck features Stoneforge Mystic. When she enters the battlefield, you can search your deck for equipment cards, like Batter's Skull or Umezawa's Jite. These equipment help attack the opponent, and the strategy is backed up by Disruption, like Deathrite Shaman. It's a 1-mana Swiss Army knife that exiles cards from graveyards in order to add mana, gain life, but also drain the opponent, so it's a win condition by itself. The deck also uses Swords to Plowshares to remove creatures, and Force of Will, which is a counter spell, which can be played for free by exiling any other blue card in your hand and paying 1 life. Force of Will is an answer to any card that Jared would play. Jared is playing a powerful combo deck called Sneak and Show. The namesake cards of the deck are Sneak Attack and Show and Tell. Sneak Attack costs 1 red and 3 generic, and it's an enchantment with an activated ability. Choose a creature card from your hand and put that creature into play. The creature is unaffected by Summoning Sickness, which means you can immediately attack with it that turn. At end of turn, sacrifice the creature. The strategy to this deck is to cheat gigantic creatures into play, like Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, also known as the Flying Spaghetti Monster. But don't let the wet noodles fool you, because she's an absolute beast. A 15/15 flying creature with protection from colored spells, which means Alex can't use Swords to Plowshares to answer it. And Emrakul has Annihilator 6, which means when Emrakul attacks, Alex needs to sacrifice 6 permanents in play, and 99% of the time, that's just GG. The deck also cheats in play Grizzlebrand, a 7/7 flying lifelink creature with the activated ability of paying 7 life and drawing 7 cards. You're bound to either find your Emrakul or enough counter magic to control the game, like Spell Pierce and Force of Will. Alex is famous for blatantly cheating against his opponents, either playing extra land drops, drawing extra cards, attacking with creatures that can't attack until next turn, and when he's caught, he shrugs it off like it's just an honest mistake. So he's at a disadvantage, because between the match being recorded on camera and table judges looking out for those game rule violations, it will be hard for him to pull off any shenanigans. On the other hand, Jared's signature move is shuffle cheating. Jared will spot a card on the bottom of the deck, then shuffle it directly to the top. Then he'll carefully shuffle the deck, keeping the top card in place. So you better believe, whatever he put on top, you don't want to draw. So get your popcorn ready, because it's time to watch the MTG Villain versus Villain Finals.
And
it is a brainstorm, you are Spell Pierce, a Intuition. It looks like not actually a Force of Will.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's see what Jared gets. Another Brainstorm, Grizzlebrand, Emrakul. Wow, that's pretty good.
Those are the combo pieces, indeed. I don't, he has the uncracked fetch, but I'm not sure he needs to crack it.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he might put back a Volcanic Island and maybe the Grizzlebrand. Seems reasonable here.
Now the danger is if Alex Thought seizes the Emrakul, it will have to shuffle.
Exactly. All right, so Jared will pass the turn. Alex draws for the turn, tapping his mana. Is it a Deathrite Shaman? Is it a Thoughtseize?
I think it's, all right, taps it for Brainstorm. He has
okay,
that.
It's neither. So Alex will draw 3 from the Brainstorm. Not sure exactly. I do see a Swords to Plowshare. That's probably going back. Not sure what else. Now remember, Alex was the 4th seed. He is playing Esper Deathblade with 4 copies of True Name Nemesis, 4 copies of Deathrite Shaman, 4 copies of Stoneforge Mystic.
All right. Go ahead and crack the fetch line to get rid of those cards. He did. It looks like he kept the Swords to Plowshares in his hand.
Why is he really keeping the swords? What do you think? What's like the goal? I mean, it doesn't really do much against
He must have that
Grizzlebrand.
many more blanks.
You think so?
I don't have a good reason why you'd keep the swords.
I mean, you could Swords of Grizzlebrand. It's not what you want to do, though.
And that Swords and Gristlebrand is something that doesn't work very often.
Okay, so there's a Deathrite Shaman from Alex.
All right, so he's going to have some mana to work with. So whatever control cards he's kept in his hand, he's going to be able to cast them on the turn that Jared decides to go off.
Okay. So
what Jared's linchpin is right now is that he has...
So both players set up their hands with Brainstorm, which says draw 3 cards, and then you can put your 2 worst cards back on top of your deck. And Alex even gets to crack his fetch land, which searches a land out of his deck, but then lets him shuffle those bad cards away. Jared could have pulled the trigger and shuffle cheated a card on top of Alex's library, but it looks like he didn't because the top card keeps moving. Probably because it's too early in the game to know what Alex needs and what he doesn't.
Right, so if he goes for the show and tell line of victory, he can get him trouble. He draws a 1 of misdirection.
Okay. He does draw Misdirection, and he also has Mountain in hand. So
Right.
he's probably going to play Mountain here.
He can end step Intuition if he just wants to leave up 3 lands.
Yeah, I mean, Alex just has no pressure at all, so...
Yeah, misdirection does act as a force of will in this situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
He can force any of Alex's counterspells to target the misdirection.
Yeah. So Alex does have a Stoneforge Mystic. I wouldn't be too surprised seeing a Stoneforge Mystic coming down. At least that will put a clock on Jared. Because now Alex only has the Deathrite Shaman and that Creeping Tarbid, but he doesn't want to spend his mana just to deal 3 damage. So that Stoneforge Mystic does come down.
Yeah.
Probably going to fetch up a Batterskull here.
It looks like Alex has a force of will in hand. I'm not positive he has the blue card to go with it yet.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Jared's going to let this resolve. He doesn't really care about a Stoneforge Mystic, you know?
No, Stoneforge Mystic doesn't matter too much. Alex does not have a main deck Feast and Famine, does he?
He does not. He goes against Umezawa's Jitte instead of the Batterskull.
I don't know if that last card is blue. That's pretty important.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But it's actually not that important because Jared has the Misdirection.
Yes.
So at end of turn, Jared plays Intuition, which for a blue and 2 generic, he gets to search his deck for any 3 cards and present them to his opponent. The opponent's going to choose one and that's going to go into his hand. The point of this card is that if you're missing a combo piece, then you'll just find 3 copies of them, like 3 Emrakul or 3 Sneak Attack. But the funny thing is, Jared already has the combo pieces in hand. His problem is that he doesn't have enough lands to cast his Sneak Attack.
He's going to Intuition for Show and Tell. Get Show and Tell, Show and Tell, Show and
And
Tell.
show and tell the sneak attack. into
Exactly.
play.
Hope to draw a land, and then go Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, Attack with Emrakul, make Alex lose everything, and then Alex is back to square
Well,
one.
if Alex has the Krakus off the show and tell, remember, that still
Oh, yeah,
works.
that is true. All right, so Alex just goes for the Force of Will here.
Yeah, there was a removed, it looks like, True Name Nemesis.
Yeah, I'm actually
Was
not
removed
sure
there.
what Jared's going to do. Jared definitely knows his deck way better than probably most
You mean
of
whether or
us.
not he wants to misdirect right now?
Yeah, or just if he wants his Intuition to resolve or not.
I mean, all he has to get is a land here. It's pretty tempting for him to just, when he has a Brainstorm in
Yeah.
hand, it's pretty tempting to be like, yeah, that's
whatever.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste any cards right now.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, Jared probably has a plan, so whatever his plan is, he's probably going to stick
He's
to it.
going to pitch the Brainstorm to the misdirection. So now,
So Alex tries to counter the Intuition with Force of Will. Playing it for free by pitching a blue card and paying 1 life, it counters the Intuition. In response, Jared plays Misdirection, and it says target spell with a single target targets another target instead. Right now, the Force of Will is targeting the Intuition to counter it. Now the Misdirection is targeting the Force of Will. When Misdirection resolves, it tells the Force of Will, don't target that, target me, which then protects the Intuition to resolve. It's very fitting that the Shuffle cheater plays with a card called Misdirection. It's one of the key skills of any true magician.
It's pretty a weird interaction the way it works.
yeah, remember, you can't make it counter itself. You have to make it counter something else, but you can make it counter the misdirection.
Exactly.
I'm still wondering whether or not this was better than just letting the Force of Will happen.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Well, anyway, he gets
I'm going to trust Jared on it.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
made the finals of a GP, and he hasn't lost today. Who might have
Yeah.
questioned?
He finds Ancient Tomb, which will deal 2 damage to him, but he can tap the land for 2 colorless mana, which lets him play his Sneak Attack.
Yeah, he'll be able to have Sneak Attack with Spell Pierce backup. I'm not sure how important the Spell Pierce backup is. So we'll see what Jared's plan is.
Alex has only 2 mana up. The Spell Pierce backup's huge.
Sure, but it gets around what though? Like doesn't get around a Force of Will, right?
So he did draw the fetch land there. He's
Yeah, he
gonna
did.
Go for sneak
attack. Maybe he wants the Spell Pierce does stop a Vindicate right now.
Does Alex play a Vindicate?
Yeah, he plays one copy of Vindicate. But if Alex has
Won't
another
stop
land,
It, Alex has land Vindicate.
yeah. So pretty interesting here. Jared does have the Emrakul in hand, which will pretty much be lights out for Alex. I don't think he'll be able to come back if he loses all his permanents. All right, so
Yeah, the thing is, Caracas doesn't save you from sneak attack Emrakul.
because as long as Jared has another red
mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you attack, it's going to annihilate. If you bounce it before the attack, you can just put it right back into play.
Exactly. All right, so Alex will draw.
He
Best
kinda
card is
needs to-
Vindicate. It's a Jace.
Jace
Jace
isn't-
is no, it's not good here. And plus,
Yeah.
Jared has a Spell Pierce.
Did you catch that? Jared spots a Jace the Mind Sculptor on the bottom of Alex's deck. So Jared shuffles it directly to the top. He makes some fake shuffles and gives the deck back without a cut. Jace is one of the most powerful cards, but it is completely useless at this stage of the game. It can't do anything to the sneak attack, and it can't do anything about the Emrakul in Jared's hand. Playing Jace here is a trap and is going to play right into Jared's hands.
Yeah, so it doesn't even resolve.
Yeah, so there's a
Fifth
Flood of
land.
Strands.
He has Jite, Jace,
Jite,
Question,
Jace.
and I think Swords.
Yeah, and still the Swords to Plowshare. So Flood of Strands will get cracked here. Alex is thinking about going on the 16. Well, maybe not. He's trying to consider his options here. Regardless of what Alex does, he's in really, really bad shape.
I mean, he's going to get Emrakul.
Yeah. And here comes a Jace. Jared is definitely going to Spell Pierce this. I'm pretty sure, right?
If he cares to. I mean, what the problem is if he doesn't, Jace can
He
find
doesn't.
a...
Okay.
No, I mean, okay, what can Jace find that Jared can't Spell Pierce?
That is true.
You know, maybe
well,
let
no,
him...
like a. Well, I guess if Alex already had a Thoughtseize,
Well, then
then
Jared can just Spell Pierce it, right? If he plays one. Then he can
yeah,
Spell Pierce the Thoughtseize.
yeah. Either way is fine here.
Yeah.
No. I guess Alex could actually find Thoughtseize, Force of Will, blue card.
All right. That's a line. That's true. No, he could.
Yeah,
You're right.
right?
You're right.
So, but I guess Jared doesn't know Alex's hand, so Jared might be playing around something else, like a Thoughtseize that he already has, right?
Right. If he already has a thought, I mean, I think it's much more likely to play around the Thoughtseize he has because Alex, this is the first opportunity he's really had, I think, to profitably cast that Jace.
And the other thing is, if Alex did have a Thoughtseize, he should probably lead off with Thoughtseize when he has a lot of lands, so he can actually pay for the Spell Pierce. So
Yeah, just lead off. Yeah, you're right. Just lead off.
Yeah,
with
so I
Thoughtseize.
think after that conversation, I think Jared probably should have countered that Jace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he draws
another
another
Emrakul.
Yeah, you should put both of them into play, right? That's really good.
Jared just drew his second Emrakul. All Jared has to do is activate the sneak attack. To put the Emrakul on the battlefield, he'll attack Alex. Thanks to Annihilator 6, Alex will lose 6 cards in play. He'll take 15 damage, going to 2, and he'll be dead to the second Emrakul next turn. But the question is, can a cheater see such a clear line for victory?
Then you can annihilate him for, you can do 30.
All right, so here comes an Emrakul.
Activate Sneak Attack is going to put Emrakul into play. Yep, that's going to work. Alex does have a land and a Brainstorm available, but I don't know what he would
Swords. Yeah, and here it comes. Annihilate for 6. Alex
He does have 7 permanents.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is probably game over for Alex, especially the fact that Jared has another
Yeah, he has the
Emrakul
follow-up
in here.
Emrakul.
So there's not much Alex could do here other than scoop up all his permanents. Let's see. Alex is going to take it. He's going to go to 2. He's going to go to 1 with a Flood of Strands. I'm curious.
Is he going to Brainstorm here, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what's a Brainstorm really going to do? Like, I mean, looking at his deck list.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially thinking,
I don't know what he'd find.
All right, so Jared shuffles up. Alex will cast a Brainstorm. Oh, it looks like...
Yeah, Emrakul's going to... Okay, Emrakul is attacking Jace here. Well, that means that Alex is just going to sacrifice the Jace, right?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Why would he go after Jace? This is really interesting. Are we sure that Emrakul is attacking Jace? This doesn't make...
Yeah, Emrakul is attacking Jace.
We're getting confirmation on that because that doesn't make that much sense here. It's confirmed. Why would he be attacking Jace here?
Jared, what are you doing? Instead of attacking his opponent with the Emrakul, Jared attacks Jace the Mind Sculptor. That Jace was harmless. It wasn't gonna do anything to you. That's why you put it on top of Alex's deck. Now Jared's second Emrakul will only put Alex down to 1, which means Alex has a sliver of a chance of getting back into this game. Cheaters like Bertoncini were deadly because he combined cheating with razor-sharp pro magic skill. And then we got people like Jared, who the commentators cannot predict a damn thing he's about to do.
Yeah, Emrakul is attacking Jace.
We're gonna get confirmation on that because that doesn't make that much sense here.
Because he's bumbling into the absolute worst way to win this game.
I think it really matters, but I don't know why he would make that play.
Yeah, I mean, Jared just has a win if he attacks Alex, right? If you guys know, tweet at us. Because
yeah, we're probably just missing something here.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't really make sense.
So he's going to sack down to everything but Deathrite Shaman. Fine choice.
Yeah. Okay.
And Emrakul goes away. The shuffle's back up.
All right, and Alex is down to still 16 because, again, it's like tough for me to grasp why you wouldn't want Alex to be down to 1 life here. Did anyone say anything?
No one has anything yet. Nope.
No one has anything?
All right.
Okay. Interesting play from Jared.
I mean, he's still probably fine.
Yeah, for sure, but it's still...
Yeah, you want to make the best possible play all the time. And there's some questions.
His hand is Emrakul and Spell Pierce.
There's a lot of things, Alex can't crack a fetch land.
Alex draws, plays Underground Sea.
I mean, what if, Alex...
What did Jared draw here? Jared draws a Misdirection. I mean, I feel like Alex could actually win this game here now.
Yeah, it's possible. All right, he's gonna shock Jared down to 11, lose his board, go to 1.
And Alex must be thinking, Jared, you are so lucky. I would easily win this game if it wasn't for the judges watching my every move.
Alex will draw for the turn. He is on 1. There's a Wasteland.
All right, and 1 land in play.
So Jared will go down to 10. He'll crack his Scalding Tarn.
Tell you, I don't actually... Oh no, he's just looking for 1 card, so
there's
no value to the fetch line.
Alex is on 1 life here.
All right.
Jared draws for the turn.
It's taxing pro. We'll probably pay for that.
Yeah. No need to go down to 8 life here. Right. Let's see Alex's hand.
Swords, true name Nemesis. Nothing
Maybe Alex
for a
could
long
run off
time.
like Tundra.
And there you go, Emrakul. All right,
boom. And that's it. So Jared took a little more work than needed, but
still in command.
Yeah.
And he takes game 1.
So Jared finds an Emrakul and the game is over. In game 2, Jared played Gitaxian Probe to take a look at Alex's hand, which was an absolute disaster. It was all lands and a Force of Will with no blue card, so it couldn't be played for free. With his defenses down, Jared easily played Show and Tell, cheating a Grizzlebrand into play. Jared paid life to draw a million counterspells in hand, and after a few attacks, Bertoncini threw in the towel. And Jared Boettcher wins the match. Congratulations, Jared. You cheated the MTG cheater. The torch has been passed to the next generation of MTG cheating. Well, that's my video for today. What do you think of this MTG villain versus villain match? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash like for cheaters destroying each other, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that Alex Bertoncini changes his last name to Bertoncini.